Hello everyone, Macintosh here, and welcome to my new world project. So, at this point, the War Barge, the Ishikone, and the Event Horizon Lounge are practically finished. All I'm going to be doing with those worlds from this point on is just minor upgrades and updates, or just routine maintenance, at least trying to make the tram system work for once. As for what I'm doing over here, well, I have a big surprise for you. Literally, big surprise. As I was saying, big surprise. Chicken for scale. Now, obviously, I had to scale down the world so that it's not overwhelming and also be way too big for me to handle. And so, realistically, if this world was scaled 1-to-1 with the actual, like how it's actually represented in EVE Online, this citadel would be about approximately 150 kilometers wide and about approximately, I think, 150 kilometers tall. Yeah, or is it 160? I forgot what's the what are the exact dimensions? Somewhere between 150 and 160 kilometers. This world will serve two functions. A DJ venue, well, multi-DJ venue, because this world is just way too big for just one DJ to handle. And also as a social hub or hangout area with there's like a lot of real estate over here, let's be real. And yeah, it's, remember the previous image with, space chicken for scale? That's how big it is. So yeah, like I said, I had to scale this fucker down significantly. All right, so this is just my perspective so that you can see or have an idea of what's going on over here and what I intend to do with this world or how I'm going to arrange it. So, way over there, you can see the projector that is located somewhere, like it's supposed to be right around here. And over here is going to be the main DJ venue or venues. There's actually going to be like 3 of them, so 1, 2, and 3. The idea being that each of these would be able to accommodate 3 or 4, depending, DJs. These are teleport locations, so I can just click on any one of these and it'll take me to those spots. And as you can see, there's one way back there. This will be a hangout spot. These 2 will teleport you directly to a chill spot, and there's 4 of them. Actually, like there's one here, 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 and here. And in between these are dance areas, which I've actually added a platform that is audio linked, which I'll show you right over here. As you can see right over there, there's 1, 2, and 3. These are audio linked, along with the 2 orcas that you see right over there. Alright, so zooming in with a camera, you can see that these are the dance floors, and in between are the chill areas. There's a teleport location right over there, and it'll take you directly to that location. And there's one right over there, just peeking right through. You'll see another teleport location that'll take you to that chill area. And you can just simply walk up the ramp to get access to the dance areas. Or you can simply jump right over that gap that you see over there like a lunatic. As you can see, there's a lot going on over here. And here we have the 2 pillars. And by the way, there's also a teleport location way at the top over there. And so, like I said, there's going to be a lot of real estate for different venues and hangout spots. Although predominantly hangout spots, because I think this world will serve better as a chill area. And just mingle about and stuff like that. I think the main focus will be at the front over there that I've showed you. Let me show you around. If the kind of content you like to create involves interviews, then you could actually use this world to conduct interviews. Unfortunately, though, the world is in private mode. I'm trying to set everything up before I move it up to the community labs. As for the dance floor, they're huge. These are large platforms over here for the dance floor. And so, unfortunately, though, the world is still capped at 80 users per instance. And so, I really wish VR chat allowed us to have more than 80. I think Chill Out VR would accommodate maybe 120. Could be wrong. Unfortunately, I think Resonite is kind of limited much more severely compared to VR chat. So right now, the best bet would be either VR chat or Chill Out VR. but I haven't really been dabbling with Chill Out VR in a long time. So at the very least, though, I want to focus on making this world function in VR chat first, and then maybe move it towards Chill Out VR. But unfortunately, that platform does not really have as many people compared to VR chat. As for any concern regarding having so many people in one instance, don't worry about that, largely because with a world this large, the natural tendency is for people to spread out. And so even if this instance gets packed to the brim with 80 people, the users or avatars are going to be all over the place. And so because everyone's not going to be jam-packed into one tiny area, your frame rates should not be impacted, especially with avatar calling or avatar optimizations in your menu. As for traffic outside around the Keepstar Citadel, I could animate some ships, but I'm going to be needing some help with extracting more ship models and stuff like that, and probably work on optimizing those as well, because the problem with the ship models in EVE Online is that they're highly detailed, and so I'm going to try to mitigate the number of polygons, or keep the number of polygons down to a minimum. Keepstar Citadels are basically player-made structures in EVE Online, and these take a massive amount of resources to create. Now, there are a handful of these citadels all throughout New Eden in EVE Online. However, one particular citadel has not been created, at least not yet, as far as we know. EVE Online had an expansion that came out in 2016 called EVE Online Citadels. And the Citadels expansion, when it came out with one additional goal. It's a unique goal that was described by CSP Games as just one of a kind. The Palatine Keepstar. The Palatine Keepstar is a factional version of the Keepstar Citadel. The difference is not only because of besides the obvious features, but also because of I forgot what the stats were, but the one thing that makes it stand out is it's unusually large. The amount of materials, the bill of materials needed to manufacture the Keepstar and keep it operational is just massive. It's gargantuan, to the point where the most powerful alliances are not likely to invest anything on this Citadel because it's just too damn expensive. The amount of resources that would go into making the Citadel is probably better off being used to manufacture multiple regular Keepstar Citadels. The Palatine Keepstar is just so massive with its demands and costs. And by the way, the Palatine Keepstar, if anchored, if I remember correctly, if anchored in EVE Online, will be broadcast to everybody in New Eden. So imagine, as soon as you anchor the Palatine Keepstar, all of your enemies are going to be amassing a fleet and just going straight towards that thing. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Now, supposedly there's somebody who is gathering up all the resources, but I don't think anybody's succeeded, and there's speculation about whether or not that person is probably grifting. Who knows? I don't know, man. I'm just reading it off of some rumor mills off the internet, okay? So I could be wrong. If you're that person and you manage to pull it off, let me know. I'll correct myself. As for the lighting is actually coming from the nebula itself, the skybox. The skybox is a 360-degree panoramic. Found out that there was a whole library of nebulas and stuff like that, for a collection of nebulas for the Amar, the Caldari, the Mimitar, and the Galente. And I was sifting through it, and I noticed that the Amarian Nebula seems to fit very well with the aesthetics of the Keepstar itself. Now, one additional feature of the Keepstars themselves. All Keepstars have this. The Doomsday Weapon. Yeah. Citadels, at the very least the Keepstars, have a doomsday weapon. It's I forgot. I don't know what the exact name is, but basically it's like an arc type weapon where it targets one ship in the fleet, and then it shoots out an arc that bounces between ships in the fleet. And so you could just target one ship, and then it'll just like bounce across multiple other ships, and you can just take out a number of ships all in one go like that. And this is completely different from the doomsday mechanics that you would typically see on, say, the Titans. A long time ago, back in EVE Online, Titans were the only ones with doomsday weapons, and these were area of effect bombs, basically. Like the entire surface of the ship would just ignite into a fiery blast and just clear the entire area out, like up to like I think over 100 kilometers or something like that. So anyone within like 100-kilometer radius, just your ships are just wiped out, and their pods just get potted immediately. It was a really powerful mechanic. And then CCP changed it years later to be basically like a point type weapon. And so you have to target and it'll fire a beam right at it. Sometime later on, they've adjusted that so that you can actually do a sweep. So you can just point at a specific point in space, like target a specific point in space, and then plot a course for the laser to follow. So like the Doomsday will fire at that point and then drag the laser across space. And any ship that was caught in the path as it was just panning around will just get yeeted out of existence. Now, obviously, I do not know what the exact stats are for the Palatine Keepstar, or what special ability it has that your typical Keepstar doesn't already have. Besides the fact that it's ridiculously expensive, and once you anchor it, it's basically a bragging rights. The whole thing is bragging rights. And so nobody has been able to build a damn thing since the release of EVE Citadel. You know, I find it absolutely hilarious that as soon as this project completes, it will be the first time the Palatine Keepstar has ever been created, and it's not in EVE Online. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this might make some people salty. Yes, sirree. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't think anybody's going to be salty about it. Hell, I'm pretty sure that even the people who are trying to collect resources for it are going to be looking at this like, yeah, nice, this is cool. And we get to party like it's World War B. For those of you who are not familiar with that reference that I just made, World War B. Years ago, there was a war, that got started. I think it was referred to as the Casino War. I don't know. What happened was, if I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, it was like a gambling alliance or something like that. Like they were actually running a casino ring. And yeah, I know. Casino, EVE Online. That's expected. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm doing this by memory. I did remember reading the announcement and watching the reports as they were live. It's like I wasn't physically there, but I was there when people were throwing all kinds of propaganda and stuff like that. And so a casino decided, hey, fuck you. I'm gonna pay all these people to come form a giant ass fleet and go to war with you. The entire almost the entire region was basically getting invaded, and so the Goon Swarm or the Imperium had to fight tooth and nail to protect what they had. And now at the end though, I think CCP later on changed their policy in regards to gambling, because I think they realized that the gambling was actually giving one side an unfair advantage or something like that. I don't know what was the real reason for it though. There's speculation on that. And so it wasn't really like a change in the mechanics, more like a change in the developers' terms of use. Eventually, the war came to an end. So it was known as World War B, where basically everybody was just dogpiling on the Goonswarm Federation. And B is representing the mascot of the Goonswarm Federation, the bee. Now, I don't know how they are now. I mean, I don't know what the composition or the political landscape is right now with the different alliances in EVE Online. And hell, I'm not even sure how many alliances have fallen off the radar and disappeared, and which ones have taken their place, and so on and so forth. It's been years now since this report, and so for all I know, I'm pretty sure half the alliances that I remember are probably gone or just changed names. And if you think about it, these citadels, there's the Astra House Citadel, I forgot what the second one was, and then there's the Keepstar. And these are meant to be status symbols. And if you could anchor the Palatine in EVE Online, that is the ultimate status symbol, and it's practically bragging rights at that point. That's basically what it is, bragging rights. It's like, hey, here's what we got, here's what we can do, and you better protect it. You better protect that. And as for when this will all be ready, I really don't know. This is going to be an extensive project, massive one, not just literal but figuratively as well. Because I'm going to be mixing audio link with DMX, and this is going to be supporting multiple DJs and stuff like that, and have like a bunch of hangout spaces. Yeah, it's going to be extensive. So I really don't know when it's going to be available in the community labs. I will let you know, but it'll be a while. And so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And as usual, fly safe.